Barn owls are one of the most majestic creatures that the UK has to offer. I've only seen these magnificent birds a handful of times, so I went to search for one with the mind to get some crispy shots, and I got more than I bargained for. Let's go. Someone that I spoke to while out filming told me about this spot. It's another one of London's royal parks that are all awesome havens for wildlife. I didn't expect to see any barn owls until 4 or 5 at the earliest, but I went a bit earlier on to look for other creatures, so I'll show you what I found along the way. When disturbed, herons will sometimes regurgitate their last meal. This is part of their flight or fight response, and they do it to make themselves lighter in case they need to make a speedy getaway. So bear that in mind the next time you're down a dodgy alley at night and you're about to get mugged. Simply vom all over them and then skedaddle with the speed of 1,000 falcons' wings. There was a long strip of water that had a lot of gulls on, as well as several species of duck. I got a very close-up look of these poachards, and I thought their red eyes were just amazing. Someone's been on the devil's lettuce. There were also a bunch of common birds knocking about, but I was really enjoying filming them with a blue background for a change. I found most of the tit species in the UK now. The only ones I have left are the willow tit and the crested tit that I would especially like to track down, as they're awesome looking birds. Hopefully I can tick off at least one of them this year.
Whoa, that was nuts. What a jump. Woof.
After seeing that deer nearly kick the thoughts out of that cyclist's head, I headed towards a giant flock of gulls in the distance to give them a more thorough scan, in my hope of spotting a new species for my quest to find every animal in the UK.
So I can see at least 3 kind of gull in this shot, but gulls are one of the hardest birds to identify. There's so many lookalikes. So if you can see any extra species in here, let me know. There's one there towards the back with a fully black head. Wondering if there's any chance it's a Mediterranean gull.
After some more research, I'm pretty convinced that it was a Mediterranean gull and not a black-headed one. There can be up to 2.2 million black-headed gulls in the UK in winter, as opposed to only about 4,000 Mediterranean gulls, so they are vastly rarer. I was pretty chuffed with myself for noticing this different bird. It's something I definitely wouldn't have known about a year ago, but I've been doing a lot of research into all of the animals in the UK, so it's nice to see some results of expanding my fountain of knowledge. I also spotted this strange creature that seemed very happy to see me. What a cutie. There were also loads of woodpeckers in this park. Woodpeckers have incredibly long tongues that are so long that they have to wrap them around their skulls just to fit them inside their gobs, like you can see in this diagram. Their tongues act like a helmet and cushion their brains when they're pecking, so that they don't get brain damage 5 minutes into making a hole.
What do you think he has done to him? Definitely something. I'd watch out if I were you. No. This is a defensive technique, that alert, that you can use against slightly aggressive geese. Right, so I haven't seen a barn owl yet, but I was just using Merlin, which identifies bird calls, and it picked up a little owl, so that would be awesome. I didn't know they were here, so I'm heading towards its call now, and I could hopefully get a shot of that, especially if it's in all that golden light over there. Stop.
I couldn't spot the little owl, even though it sounded very close by, but then I turned around and spotted this. A barn owl. It was quite distant at first and on the other side of some trees, but then it came out into a more open area and I got a good view of it for about 10 minutes. My last shot is one of my favourite shots that I've ever taken, so I really hope you enjoy having a good look at this truly beautiful creature. Just one more thing though, in case you didn't know. This is the noise that comes out of this bird. Mental. I don't know about you, but that certainly salted my chips quite nicely. I eventually lost sight of it, and then I turned my attention back to the little owls, as I could still hear them calling nearby. It wasn't long before I spotted something small flying past, before perching up on a fallen log, so I quickly whipped out my camera to check what it was.
Oh, it is. That's a little owl. On top of the stump. Yes. That is awesome. Little owls and barn owls. There he is, look at him. That's so cool. What an awesome evening.
Then it flew towards me and perched up in another tree, where I managed to get this shot.
Gotcha. Look at that. That's awesome. I love owls so much. Look at his little face. Oh, he's doing a little dance. So good.
What a result! You came here for one owl and left with two, you jammy little sausage. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.